All right. Let's see how this goes. And we should be live. All right, let's see what OBS does for me, what YouTube does for me to be able to get this first stream up and running. We've got around 5 minutes before the tournament starts. What I am looking to see is making sure that it is live. First of all, I want to thank the community for being able to come out and support this first tournament, what we're calling the Rapid Fire Series. And in essence, what it is, it's just trying to just take 1 hour of your time, play a quick tournament, 3 rounds, and see how you go. The goal for this is to have fun as usual, but just one thing to note, because it is a tournament that it is only for an hour, we're making the rounds 20 minutes, so 10 minutes each player, and then moving on from there. For this first tournament, one other thing we're going to be doing is that anyone that goes undefeated, please make sure you reach out to me, so Chili on the Discord, and I'll make sure I give you one of the Whispers from the Maze promo packs, so you'll get one of those for the tournament as well as getting your adventure pass. Let's see if everything is going live. Looks like it is live on YouTube, which is great. Let's hope nothing breaks as we continue. All right. Let's see. We've just got a few more minutes before the tournament goes live. I will be looking at who we've got here. So we've got people of all kinds of expertise on the tournament right now. 32 in total. We should have every table round complete. I believe that means we may have up to 4 people that are undefeated at the end of the round, which is going to be really fun as we go through. I'm going to make sure I also monitor any chat that comes through. So I'll have a look at that now. And while we are getting things set up, I will also be posting the link to the tournament. Sorry, not the link to the tournament, but the link to be able to get your adventure pass as well. I'll get that off nice and early. I will be providing that throughout the recording for those that are in the tournament as well. So please make sure you do that. I'm asking you to not only submit your name on Altered, but then also on the Discord, and please put in your name, your Altered ID, as well as your BGA ID, as the store has asked us to be able to validate those that are in the tournament. Normally what we'd say is please stick for the 3 rounds for doing this. It is a short tournament, but if you're not able to, then I do ask that, well, I'll still be giving the adventure pass if you stick around for the first 2. I'm hoping there's no issues for today as well. So we're down to the last couple of minutes. Starts in 2 minutes before we'll start. And I'll be looking at see which one we can do. We've got a Pandy Andy joining us. We've got Emiliano Castellano. Look at that, Spanish-speaking Castellano. Emiliano Castellano with 498. Very, very high. Brea Dan Water, apologies, 485. It's Rinku, one of my own teammates in a Team AQZ, 450. DSL Kenton, 412. ALS Milogris, 379. MA Tradushi with 376. Patopesto with 376 as well. ALS Esiol, 348. AQZ Pandy Andy. I'm surprised how high your results are there, but congratulations, 345. Kumugami, 343. Brazuzan, 340. Smats, 321. Alex Kidd, 44. That's bringing memories to me about the past and some good games I had in the past. 320. KH30PS, so KH3 Ops, 308. 2 Iron Chains, 305. And for those that don't know, 2 Iron Chains also runs a tournament on Fridays for those that are wanting to actually turn in and support that. It's a fun tournament. I was there for the first one that was done, and unfortunately got kicked out due to some issues in the second tournament, but I'll be looking to join that as well tomorrow. We've got Luan ZXO, 302. Potato 13 with 301, and then a number of people under 300 in terms of their experience points. Now we should be getting close to time start, so just a couple more minutes or maybe 1 more minute, and we will be heading off and having a look at the tables. I'm going to start with a team with a player that I've not actually seen, so I'll be highlighting some of those in the first round, and then move my way up as we continue through the 3 rounds in terms of the tournaments. Let's see what we've got going on. Just making sure everything is ready. Still waiting. And apologies that my my skills of navigating a computer and streaming are a novice, but we will be getting better as we go through here. We will definitely be getting better over time. All right. All right, let's see. All right. All right, let's see. Have a look here. You know what? It's asking me to join as well. I did actually stop myself from playing the game, but I will play the first round. I will kick myself after the second one. So unfortunately, you're going to get to see me play on stream. You know what that means is they may be able to see my cards if they're watching the stream as well. But that's all right. We will go through and have a bit of fun. I am only going to play the first round and then I'll take myself off the tournament. I thought I had cancelled myself out, but it looks like it didn't register when we tried it. All right, you're going to get to hear me to begin with. And hoping this is a quick game so we can get into some of the other tournaments that we're going to see. I believe, let's see what we're going to do. Oh boy. What do I want to keep here? I do not know what I want to keep. Let's do these ones, see how we go. So I'm playing against Kenton. DSL Kenton, let's have a look to see how we work together on this tournament. Of course, they're going to start off with getting themselves the additional card draw. That's I always struggle against Aphanis. Oh boy, let's see how we go. But thankfully, I just have a 1 cost that I can use to be able to win both sides. So let's see. Okay, can a 2-0 lead to begin with be any good? We're going to find out. I always fear that there is no lead that is safe against Aphanis. But let's see. We have a few things in hand that may be useful, may not. You know what? I actually don't really want to keep the Sabotage right now. I don't think they're going to use Conjuring Seal again. That's usually just a first day move in my mind. I could be completely wrong. Let's see what we have to play with. Oh, one of my uniques came out, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to play it. That's going to have to go pretty quickly. And what we got, look at this. Straight away, the Nylum being played. Oof. Which means I'm going to have to get rid of it pretty quickly to be able to do well. But you know what I can do? Let's see. What do I want to do? I'm going to use the spell Tiny Jail. Let's get rid of his Manamoth. And that allows me... I'm already winning on both sides. There's no point doing anything else. I'll just pass with what I've got. So a double advance. Let's see if that's any good. And now it finally allows me to send a message on the group chat. I think it went through. I don't know what's going on. It won't let me do it properly. But now I've got way too many cards. Way too many cards having to be lost. And now I've only got 1 card in hand against what they will. I have potentially 2. Oh, geez. This is a toughy one for me. What do I want to do? All right, let's do this. If I can play my Ordis Carrier or Ordis Crier out, I think that gives me a chance, but I don't know what they're going to play first of all. Or just a simple 1. Okay, see if I can win one side and not the other. I'm not sure if that's going to happen. I do need to get rid of his Nylum with a tree. I feel that that's going to bug me. But it may mean that he's got something in play. You know what? I'll just get rid of it. I think that's the right play. Not sure if it is. Oh boy. Very different when you're on stream and you're actually playing. So I don't want to do this again. Perfect. Really wants to do that. Okay, anchors the other one and I lose both sides. That's okay with me, actually. I'm still ahead. Thought I'd be further ahead, though. Should have probably played the Crier out onto one side. And protect that lead. But at least now he has to get rid of one of his things, of course. Conjuring Seal is going to go. Okay. Now I get to go first. Let's see what I can do. I am going to play out. Let's do send out my Monolith Legate, so potentially have a chance to be able to sabotage something else. Let's do this. Scout this one to my hero side. And will he be willing to play a spell or not? Which character is going to get the boosts? Okay. Wow. All right. I'm going to have to get rid of the category and Mage Dancer. I can't because has to have statistics over under 3. I'm going to waste my Monolith Legate as we go through here. Dang it. That's not fun. He gets to anchor it again. Will he be able to get a boost out of it, though? Does he have anything that gives it a boost? No, he does not. All right, 1-1. I'm still ahead by 2 tracks. Let's see if I can win this round. And then I, unfortunately, will have to jump out and look at others as they go through. I'm going to pass that. All right. Let's see what we end up doing now. So I've got something on. All right. Okay, I don't care if he ends up winning one side. Category and Mage Dances always scare me. I'm not sure about you guys, but they always scare me. Drawing a card. All right, just keep on giving myself the boosts. Let's see if I can get rid of another card out of his hand. Can I win one side? Can I win one side? If I win the one side, that gives me a lot to play with. What will Aphanis have? I'm seeing so much of the build. Oh boy. He's wanting to progress on blue. Okay, let's see if we can do this. Get rid of his Mage Dancer when he goes to reserve, unless he's got something to anchor it. Not sure if that's what he's got right now. Send to reserve target character with hand cost, so I'm losing that. Will I lose both sides? I don't think I'll lose both sides, but he's going to progress twice and I'm going to progress once. So I don't get the card draw. That really didn't impact me too much. Oh, now it's playing Sleigh Ride. Okay, so double boost. That will stop me from progressing, which is frustrating. And there you go. I've lost my full advantage as we're progressing and going through here. And he gets the card draw. Ouch. That is hard. So we're now equal to each other. Let's get rid of the Mage Dancer. See if we can have less bodies on the board for him, but very, very tough for me to be able to win this round. But that's all right. That's what this fun is for. So it is all for fun. All right. I don't know why, but I cannot see the chats that are happening. There we go. Oh, let's see. What do I want to do? Let's play this on this side. I think he's going to win one side and I may or may not win the other. Oh, draws back that card in hand. So they have Sneeze the Shroom that's unique. I gain anchored when played from reserve, and you may return a spell from your reserve to your hand when played from anywhere. Not bad at all. I've got to find a way of winning this side. And will he have stuff to come out? Let's see. Not really what I wanted to get out of it, dang it. difficult. He's got 7 resources available. The good thing is there's nothing in reserve right now, but there's going to be able to play the additional boost. Oh boy, what do I want to do? I have to play the spell to try. I don't think I'm going to end up winning, but that's all right. That allows me to go kick myself out of the tournament. I'll be able to go. I'm sorry for those that are not getting. Everyone had someone show up, but I do hope that we can get people here. So let's see what happens when I do this. Can he? So that, yeah, he has ended up. That's the win. Good job, buddy. Good job. Nice work. I am out of resources and he is moving forward on this. Good game. Okay, that allows me to leave the tournament as I will focus on the remaining games. So just give me a second while I get myself completely out of the tournament. I apologize. I thought I had disconnected. It looked like I may have clicked it twice and it reconnected me onto the tournament. Kenton, hats off to you. Well done on that win. Let's move over here. Let's go to the next page. All right. And I'm going to withdraw from the tournament. I am going to get a penalty. Look at that, hosting my own tournament. I don't like actually hosting a tournament and being on there. So I am now out of the tournament, but I will want to see where everybody's going. I'm going to have a look here. What the one I wanted to have a look at. So we have got, let's look at Ben Kaizen against Narak 54. Table 13 is where we're making our way. If it can let me go in there, there we go. We've got some late people that are staying up in France, so well done. And we've also got someone from the Philippines. Congratulations, Ben Kaizen. Welcome to the game. Hopefully in the Philippines, it is a good game to be able to watch. So what we have is Basira against Sigismar here. We are seeing Sigismar really take the lead right now, but there is an opportunity because of being able to play the Aklut to be able to stop one of the other cards coming out. Interesting to see what will end up happening here, because most Sigismars will end up using a lot of removal, and we are not able to use removal right now unless they're willing to pay the spindle tax, as I like to call it. Tough to, but what they are getting is card draw. That doesn't help per se in terms of being able to progress on the board, but what it will allow them to do is to be able to prepare themselves for the next round if they're not able to win today. So looking at that right now, so 3-3-3 on the on the hero side for Basira, 4-4-5 on the companion side. Basira is giving the additional boost for 4. The thing is, if Sigismar does want to put a removal out, that will basically be the end of their turn because of the double tax that's going to come out. And then the other part to look into here is, I'm sure Basira will be able to play a 2-cost card that will be able to be a double. A question that I have is, why would Basira use the trigger if they had something in hand that could become an additional boost for the future? So maybe they don't have a boostable card, and that's why that was done, but that's interesting to see. How does Sigismar respond, knowing that whatever ends up coming out, he's going to have to remove... it looks like he passed. Looks like he chose saying, I cannot win this round. I'm not going to waste any more cards that I've got in hand. But does Ben Kaizen have another Aklut in their hand? Do they have another one? And continue to limit what can be used by our Sigismar player. So Narak 54, let's see how you respond to this. Now, will that be a decisive victory, or are we going to go down into the arena? Not sure, but I'm excited to see what ends up happening. All right. While this round is going on, I am going to get all the information from to be able to pass on to the team so that you can get your adventure pass. So as I ask, please put your adventure pass, log on to the account, log yourself in, and then I ask you that in the AQZ community channel, please put in your BGA account as well as your altered ID as well. Thank you. That way we can get that validation and you get your points. This will be what we're going to be doing every week. And this week, at least for now, we're not sure if we're going to continue this. I'm hoping we can, but we got to make sure we get the support from the store. Is anyone that goes undefeated would be able to get themselves one of the Whispers from the Maze promo packs. All right, let's see. Ben Kaizen is choosing wisely what they've got in hand. What are they going to play out? Okay, playing out to begin with. Interesting to bring out the Haven Sarengar. It's not advancing them, but it has the potential of blocking their opponent. So maybe they don't have enough, anything really strong in hand, but we'll see. We'll see what ends up coming out. So they did not have an occlude, otherwise they would have played that. I think Sigismar has a very strong chance of being able to win this if there's no interaction on the other side. But the boost that Basira has is something that you cannot take lightly. All right. Let's see. I've got to get the adventure pass information, getting it here, copying it across. And we will put it in the chat. I've got to send it to myself. Unfortunately, I have it on my phone, and I need to get it. I got to get it up and running. Okay, let's have a look here. And here is, I am about to post the Adventure Pass information onto the chat. So you'll be able to see that. For the team, and what do we have here? So 333, another Tellurian Skater coming out, a fourth boost. So he gets it, the additional boost there through Basira. Looking very strong with one card still in hand, but only 2 mana remaining. Sigismar still has the 4 mana remaining, but they are fairly far behind when it comes to stats on one side of the board, but not on the other. Great play. Although I don't know the benefit of Monolith Legate at this time, given, yeah, looks like that's it. Given that there were 3 cards that are going to go into reserve from Bunkaizen, and using the Intimidation to bring that back to hand, and let's see what ends up happening. A Teamwork Training going to remove a card so that it ends up becoming 1-1, and we are going to Arena at the moment. So I want to make sure that, did that go through? Let me make sure that my Adventure Pass message. I don't know why it's not refreshing on my end. I just want to make sure that it is on there. All right. Okay, let's see how we go. I love it when it goes to Arena. Now, normally the person that has the most cards in hand, or whoever's going second, has a stronger chance of winning. Let's end up seeing whether or not that does. I just make sure, did the Adventure Pass info come through? Something's happening with mine. It's just not refreshing, which is frustrating on the tournament chat. Okay, let's have a look. 033 against 323. Field Reinforcements comes out, can only bring out the one character. 1/1/1 token. Red comes out, Season, so I don't know if we're going to go through a second one. So 255 against 434 right now. So Basira is in the lead, and with that change, actually now we have Sigismar take the lead on the board. The unique that's come out, Lyra Navigator, 2/2 for 0/1/2. At dusk, draw a card, and you may discard one of your mana orbs. If you do, I gain 2 resources, but that only happens when it comes from reserve. So no benefit whatsoever right now. We're seeing teamwork training be taken out. What that means is a very difficult play, and that is the end of the game for Basira. We're seeing a win by Sigismar. Well done, Narak54, for getting that win. Tough play. Tough play for Bankaisen on Basira. Well done. Let's see if there's any other tournaments that are going on right now. This should be getting close to time, as this is only a 20-minute tournament, 3 rounds, so getting it in and about an hour is the goal. Now we've got through here. I'm just going to go scroll down to see there is a couple of tournaments that are yet to fit, a couple of rounds. Table 10 is what's taking the longest right now. I'm just going to go into that one to see how we're progressing here. So we've got Sparlow on Gulrang and Toxin against Kikmar, who is also on Gulrang and Toxin. So this is a very, very long game. And if we look at the amount of cards that are in hand by Kikmar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11 cards in hand. That is just plain ridiculous. Let's see how this tournament ends up going. I don't see this very often, but in reserve, 3 field reinforcements are in play. Crazy. On the positive side, both players have triggered their ability, so all tokens that are in play are getting the +1/+1, +1/+1/+1, and they are no longer defender. All right, let's see what happens on here. I'm just going to see if my chat, awesome. It looks like my messages are going through fantastic. So we will be getting those adventure passes probably within the next 24 hours. I have to go into the store to be able to log those in, so you should see those shortly. Seeing it's basically a conscription field reinforcement back and forth in this round right now. Jeez, crazy. All right, we are basically out of time on the game, so this is now just going to see what does BGA do in terms of enforcing time limits, and whether or not they're going to kick someone out in terms of we've reached our time. So we are waiting on this. Okay. And I think Sparlow is Carifa. Carrie, is that you? Good luck. I think it is. It's just a different name on the top than it is on the bottom. But I am spectating this game as we go through. So let's see. We are tied even going in. We are very, very much. Look, the time is gone. Kikmar's already almost 2 minutes over. But because the time for the game is 20 minutes, the system itself will kick usually when the whole game runs out of time, and it has gone out of time. So we are waiting for the last few seconds of this tournament, and we should be able to start round 2 very promptly. Oof. Let's have a look. Interesting. So we're seeing here one of the downsides of having Messick Tet when someone knows how to play against you is that they'll keep one side ahead of you, one side behind, so you only get half the benefit. But I'll also say it's still a benefit. It's a great benefit, and now we're seeing basically both players have so much of their deck in hand. We've actually seen Sparlow have nothing left, and oh, great. What a fantastic way of using Silas by Kikmar. +9, draw 1 card, and he gains 1 boost for every card in their hand. Fantastic way, really, really useful. Beautiful art, beautiful game, and very, very smart play to be able to do that. And on the other side, we're getting an Aegis Templar unique Scout 2. It wasn't used for Scout, but if my expedition is behind, create an Ordis Recruit token in each of your expeditions. So basically for 4/4, because it can happen from hand and from reserve, you are getting 6/6/8 worth of stats. Wow, especially with Gulrang. All right, let's see. This is a hard one. Both the 20 minutes are going to be tough for those that are still playing and watching this game. We are getting close to the end. Let's see. The time limit should have already expired, but once again, we don't know the magic behind BGA and what it does in terms of really saying when time is time. So I apologize for those that are looking for that quicker tournament. I was not expecting to see Tugu rank players play out this game. But hopefully, I don't believe we're going to get to the end, but I'm hoping we do. So they're just trying to be a little bit quicker as they go through. Only one person moving right now. No, it's not looking like we're going to get both players progress one side and continue the slow progression as we go through. Oh boy. Now I can see, I can absolutely see where Pandy's talking about when you're just trying to figure out when the time will go, and time has been reached. It was won by Sparlow, given that they had just gone under by 6 seconds compared to Kickmar, which was 3 minutes and 2 seconds under. I believe that would mean we are about to start round 2, and let's see how we go on round 2. I'm just going to refresh this as I progress to show the next of the games, and let's go through. And I am looking here. I'm going to look table 7. Our highest Eload player here, Emiliano Castellano, against its Rinku. Let's see how these two players go for round 2. Let's just got to keep waiting a few more seconds while they pick their decks, and then we'll be able to go straight into their game. I would expect if it's Rinku, potentially, you know what? He tries so many different decks, but I'm thinking it's going to be one of the Bravos builds that he's got. Okay, here we go. And I was right. So he's using Desira against Sigisma on Emiliano Castellano, so our Italian player. Anyone that's playing here from Europe, we appreciate it, especially given it is late into the evening, probably the early morning as you are having this game. So thank you very much for joining us as we go through. And for our locals here in the Americas, whether it's in the US or anywhere North and South America, thank you for joining us. Hopefully this is filling a gap or a hole that you need to be able to play a tournament and get those Adventure Pass points so that we can get those pretty little cards foiled out for ourselves in the alternate art. Okay, let's see what happens here. Great way of using Rinku, using the Tiny Jin straight away to be able to get the ramp rather than having to wait until the end of day 2 to get it. All right. And then Sigisma, though, taking the lead, though, by being able to win both sides. Their unique Baba Yaga, if you control 3 or more characters, draw a card, and they were able to do that. Look at that. Who said that Baba Yaga was not legal anymore? And we're seeing it right there, and it's played from anywhere. So double draw, Baba Yaga just coming in clutch there to win both sides and make Rinku be trying to play from behind against Sigisma, which is always difficult to do. That, especially early on, that single Ordis recruit that comes out for free is a tough ask for many people. And making it even tougher, Emiliano, by bringing out the Ordis Spy and stopping very much the entire gameplay that Rinku has basically thought about in how they're going to do it. Good work, good way of using a Clute. Normally you don't get the double benefit for a Clute on defense or when you're going second, and they are going to do it again when they go first next round as well. So this will give them a chance to be able to come back slightly. But let's see what happens here. And next thing that they're doing is getting their Keylon cylinder out, now becoming a major staple in the way both Basira and Kojo are being built. But still two tracks behind. Let's see what ends up happening and which card does Emiliano choose to remove from play. Okay. The draw. Yeah, let's see. I'm very fascinated to see how Rinku can turn this around from a perspective of card draw, having some level of card advantage, especially as they've chosen to continue to mana. They do have 1 mana more than the Sigisma player does have, but very difficult, and they've got to keep on stopping the Sigisma player from being able to use their ability of boosting, ability of drawing from the Baba Yaga. Thanks, Pandy Andy, for telling us about the stream. I appreciate that. Look, Team AQZ helping us out in every way possible to make this. This is a collaboration to bring this out. Actually, it's a passion project for Nick and I to be able to do something for the US market. We know that there's AQZ there is the Altered Corner that does the single elimination. So that's mostly thanks to Kohlrabi for what he does there. We've also got AWOL on Wednesdays that's focused on to the I guess the American market as well. And this is just a tournament that we wanted to do for those that are time poor, while still wanting to get some level of strength in their gameplay on a day that we felt was missing. We also have LATAM doing their Monday tournaments for the US and America's market. That's a really, really strong tournament that's starting to come out. We appreciate the work they're doing there, and also, as I said, 2Iron on Friday doing their new tournament that started a few weeks ago as well. So now we're basically getting some level of representation from a competitive gameplay in the US time zones. And as I said earlier, very grateful for those in the European market that are helping us out by joining these tournaments and giving us a chance to test our mettle against those of you who play so strong across the seas. Okay, let's see. So what we have been able to do is Rinku come back and be able to make it even. But at the same time now, there is nothing that they have on their board. What can they do to be able to bring this out? The card advantage is huge from what we're seeing right now for the Sigismar player. So very interested to see what Rinku will have up his sleeve to be able to claw this back. And remember, the only goal right now, given they're both even, is just win one side for both players. You have to make sure you win one side, and when can you take advantage of winning the second side? Make sure it hasn't locked up on me. Nope, still waiting on Rinku to think through the next play. What I'd like is some feedback from those on the chat and in the stream. If you think that the tournament timeline seems good, 10 minutes each person, or whether or not we need it's not appropriate. I think 10 minutes each seems right, unless you're playing one of those slower decks. I'm talking to some of the members of AQZ. I won't say by name. Those that like to play the hostage deck. Is it good or is it bad for you? Now, if you're playing decks that are much more on the defensive side, maybe 10 minutes may not be enough each, but hopefully it is a little bit more than those that have struggled in the Blitz format, giving you those extra 2.5 minutes. And hopefully we don't use it all either. Like, if we can get through this would be great. So we had an Ozma Unique come out from Rinku. 3-2 for 1-1-2 in stats. When I go to reserve from the expedition zone, if I have one or more boosts, draw a card. And when another character joins your expedition, if you control 2 or more boosted characters, up to 2 target characters each gain 1 boost. A really, really strong card. Really beautiful art as well. And they will be able to get that card draw because of the double boost that's going to happen through Basira and Chiron together. Nice. So they're going to get the card draw. Are they going to be able to claw back enough to be able to win? To be able to make sure, once again, got to win 1 and 1. Okay, so let's see what ends up. It's 1 and 1 right now. 6-6-7 against 4-5-4 on the hero side. What has Sigismar got up his sleeve with the additional cards? 2 cards, so 2 resources in hand. What can they bring forward? And here we go, an Ortis Attorney. So, and then what ends up happening there is by playing the Ortis Attorney, knowing that Rinku had the Keylon cylinder, the Keylon cylinder was already used. They just used it to be able to get some more boosts up there. They do move forward, and we're seeing Sigismar take the lead once again. 2-1, and they've got card advantage. They've got a lot of things going for them, and Rinku really needs to just win. Make sure that Sigismar can only wins one side or none. The goal is 1, of course, at the most to win that 1, and get that Ozma out where they can. Can they get recursion here? Do they have a card in their deck that will allow them to then bring it back into reserve to get another card draw? So tough one, especially with his Ozma that cannot be played first if you want to get the benefits of the additional boosts. Reading some of the comments, Averkios Avi Karalis, yes, Sigismar is easy to play, but I also feel that right now Sigismar does struggle against some decks. At least, look, I'm a Sigismar player, and I am struggling. I'll tell you the decks that I struggle with the most is right now is basically the Sierra builds. The Trace builds are very hard for me. The other one is those that are able to slow play into Hunger. So there's a lot of options. I think the decks that are struggling the most from right now are anything that is basically the entire Moon of faction. Have found it very difficult for them to be able to progress, very difficult for them to keep board presence when there is so much and so cheap removal available. All right, let's see what ends up happening. Playing it first, saying that they may not have. So he says, when another character joins your expedition, if you control 2 or more boosted characters, up to 2 characters each gain 1 boost. So let's see if they're able to play this out and get that multiple boost depending on the amount of cards they have, noting they've only got 5 mana to be able to make this happen. And then Sigismar, on the other hand, ended up playing their Sandman, which was 0/3/3, and blocking out making more stats on water, which is what Rinku needs to be able to progress. It is tough. It is a tough day right now. But I trusted Rinku. I'm looking forward to meeting you in Dallas and being able to see how strong your performance is. Emiliano, I expect you'd be up there on the top tables when the Italian tournament comes around. Looking forward to seeing that on stream as well. Okay. And Basira triggers the Keylon cylinder to bring out fantastic use of red, so getting a boost that is seasoned, and also putting the second boost on Ozma. And by doing so, when another character joins your expedition, if you control 2 or more characters, they both get an additional boost because of that. And if there's more characters in play, we're going to be seeing a double boost happen as well. So does Sigismar have removal? And how quickly will they use that removal if they do have it in hand? Thanks for the comments, Runefolk. It is a nice Ozma. I'm not sure if that's yours or if it is Rinku's. I know we share some things. Looks like the first thing to be taken out was license withdrawal. Using it to get rid of the red, did not want the recursion. Is this a sign that they believe they may not be able to win both sides? Or is it that they're playing cautiously with the license withdrawal rather than getting rid of the Ozma? And then second season character comes out. Fantastic. The same thing will happen here where the double boost occurs. Really, really strong. And now we're seeing Rinku be up 2 tracks to 0. Is there anything else that they can do? Legitimately fantastic, and this is great. Look, what a perfect placement of Isumboshi, being able to make sure that they get the water zone that may be able to get them to do a double advance. A double advance would be fantastic. Not something we saw. And look, this is going back on what we had said from Averkios Avi Karalis. Sigismar finds it easy, and here we go. We're seeing them lose the lead that they once had. Very, very difficult. And this is my pain in Sigismar, that sometimes I cannot close it out, cannot close the deal as I would like to. But that's what makes this game so fun, is that no one is unbeatable. Even if you have the most amazing uniques, there are times when someone can get rid of them or sabotage them, or you get them too early. A lot of variance possible in this game. All right. Now we're down to potentially the last day. Rinku just needs to progress on one side. Sigismar has to progress on both. So the goal is Sigismar needs to stop Rinku right now to see where we go. So no sabotage in hand by the Sigismar player, and that is purely my speculation because they played out the Orders Trooper. Fantastic. And here's just a reminder, while we are on the second round, any player that goes undefeated across all 3 rounds, make sure you reach out to me on the Discord, Chili or Cruz. I want to make sure that I give you one Whispers from the Maze booster pack, promo pack that we will open. We'll find a way of making sure that you see me opening it live, and that way I can get you and you can scan those cards as we open the pack up. Okay. Hopefully that's a little bit of something nice for those of you that are not able to make it out to an LGS on a regular basis and getting those promo packs. And if any of you are actually missing some of the common ones, as I go to a lot of these events, if there's any that I have duplicates that I don't need, just reach out. I'll see if I've got any that I can give away. That was a fantastic... I love the play of the Sumboshi to get that win. Let's see what we've got right now, though. So, 4-4-4 on the companion side by Basira against 1-2-2 right now. Boshi gets taken out, so they are using the ability, which basically is the next character you play this turn gains 1 boost, and they're using it to basically boost up the Spirit Wielder and give it an additional boost to 4-4-4. So he's running the gauntlet here to say, I don't believe that Sigismar has enough removal or has the appropriate removal to stop him. I don't know if that's true or not. We're going to see, especially as he played it out on the hero side, spreading his cards both on the companion and the hero side. So the 10-10-10 of stats. And Sigismar is thinking this through. So 2-2-2 Orders Recruit against a 1-2-2, and a 1-2-2 Orders Trooper. Plenty of options available to them. Slow playing it right now to be able to give boost to his cards before they commit fully. Okay. Intimidation is being used, which, yep, that's intimidates the higher of the cards that's out there. So the Trooper goes away, given it is a token, so it does not come back to hand. It never originated from hand. Okay. Oof, and license removal is used. License removal to get rid of the Spirit Wielder. Held off long enough and then decided, I need to do this now. But let us see what ends up happening with the Bravos Blade Dancer. Can Emiliano even it up here or remove the Bravos Blade Dancer with their last 2 resources? Because if they end up playing the Orders Attorney, that is not enough. It is not enough, and look what they've got here. The single card, moving it out of the way. Fantastic play. Oh my word. We are going to go to one more round. That is very, very well played. Look, this is why we have some of the best players in the world playing this game. Fantastic. Strategy galore. All right. The benefit that Sigismar does have is that they've got an additional card and an additional resource available to them. The negative part they have is, how much more removal do they have available to them? So they've used 2 license withdrawals. They've used 1 teamwork training. So there's still plenty available to them. And the question that I have for Basira in this case is, and Sigismar, do they try to win both sides, or are they wanting to try to hold off and see if they can win in Arena? Oof. Okay, and we bring out our next unique, Ratatoskar 2-3 for 2-1-2. When played from reserve, if you control 3 or more characters, sabotage, and at Darcy, if you control 3 or more characters, draw a card. Now, Rinku is looking for making sure that there is no chance for an additional day. And even if he does get some of his cards get removed, Rinku does make sure that he progresses on one side and should be moving forward on the other. It does depend on the type of removals that are available, but we will see. And here we go. A second teamwork training comes out. Gets rid of the Bravos Blade Dancer and ends up basically tying the game. We are now going into arena. Fantastic work. We are getting close to time, though. There is less than a minute left over the 20 minutes that were scheduled for this tournament, or for this round. So I'm hoping we don't get kicked out. I cannot guarantee that. So as these players are working their way through. So Rinku's already almost 2 minutes under. Emiliano is 2 minutes over the... Emiliano is 2 minutes... has 2 minutes left on the timer, and Rinku has gone almost 2 minutes over his allotted time. It's whether or not these get played out. If there's no removal in hand from your Sigismar player, just because of the seasoned, I see those being very strong. But once again, most of the Sigismar builds now are very much focused on being able to have some level of removal. And the first one to be done is your Jack Frost, stopping one of the 5/5/5 characters from coming out. And now we get an Ozma that comes out, a unique Ozma from Emiliano, 3/2 for 1/1/2, and it is from anywhere. If you control 3 or more characters, create an Ordis Recruit Soldier token, and they do. When another non-token character joins your expedition, create an Ordis Recruit 1/1/1 Soldier in your hero expedition. So really getting those stats out there as much as possible. Now, by playing out the Frog Prince, it means that the other unique won't be able to come out. And we are seeing 797. Oh, let's just play that out again. Just using it for its boost to be able to 686 against 9510. So right now we are seeing much more power coming from the Sigismar player. 1284 and getting this additional 11-7-12. I do believe that will be game by the Sigismar player going to the final round. Let's have a look here. So 10-12-10 against 11-7-12. Very, very strong, very, very close. Well done. Good job, Emiliano, with the win and in the nick of time before time runs out. I'm going to see if there's any other tournaments, any other games that are still going on. Wow. That was hard. That was hard. Good job. It shows that anyone can play against any deck. Some fantastic uniques were shown as well. Looks like we were just about done. Let's go to table 5. Actually, let's get us to table 5. Oh, that means the game was, we must have been up on time on that one. So let's go through again. We should be getting into round 3. I am going to share in the chat again all the information related to getting... Okay, trying to see what's happening. My internet. And it's not letting me go back to where I need to go. Here we go. Sorry about that, team. And we have got one last table that should be going through before we get there. It looks like everybody should be finished now. Last one. It's at table 5. I wonder why it didn't let me go into it. There we go. So we are about done on this one. We are seeing Tasia bringing it up at the moment, winning against the Gulrang deck that we see here. Fantastic. So we are on the last day watching the end of this tournament. And then we've got one final round. While we're getting through this, I'll make sure I put in the chat again the code that we would need for the Adventure Pass. I'll make sure. All right, let's do that. I'll put it in the tournament. Good games coming out from the players. And the game has ended with Sparlow getting the win. Fantastic work beating the Tasia player, and that should basically get us to round 3 start. Yes, and round 3 is started. I'll give it a few seconds as people get themselves ready for the third and final round. So what we're seeing here at the moment is there are 8 players that are undefeated. So we are expecting then at least 4 players, well, actually, there will be 4 players that will be undefeated at the end of the third round. Each of them, please reach out to me. I'll make sure I give you that booster pack, sorry, the promo pack from Season 3. And we've got there, so Pandy Andy, Smats, Kumogami, Sparlo, Emiliano Castellano. I've got to say Castellano. I'm Chilean born, so it's the way that we say Spanish. We don't say Spanish, we say Castellano. KH3 Ops, Peto Pesto 84, and Narak 54 are those that are there. I wanted to watch one of these 4 top tables, so just waiting for them to be set up. As soon as they are ready, we will make ourselves in there. And I'm going to go quickly into table 4 to see Pandy Andy, a member of my AQZ team, going up against, and I did not see the name, but I'm going to check it out in a second. They are just selecting their decks. I wish it would give me some kind of screensaver. You know what? This is a learning for me. I've got to have something on the screen for you guys to while I'm fiddling around waiting for tournaments to start or waiting for the decks to be able to show. All right, here we go. So we've got KH3 Ops on Kojo and Buddha starting off the way they want with the Buddha token out against Pandy Andy. And Pandy Andy is using Tristan Rossum, leaving behind his love of Sigismar and his love of Aphanis to try the new meta deck. You can see that Pandy Andy is moving on and looking for the next great thing. So let's see what we've got here. Good to see 2 new heroes we have not been able to showcase yet. First card being played is your Burrowing Noosh 2/0/0. So it is the rare one. When an opponent draws 1 or more cards or resupplies, I gain 1 boost. And of course, under Traced, you expect to see that every day. Every day. And then what they do, good work by Pandy Andy by using the best card in my mind, the best card, especially late game, the Hooked, to draw a card and also move along. Now, unfortunately for Traced, in this case, they have not been able to progress, and it is a 2-0 progression for our Kojo player, KH3 OPS, and he is from Jersey. I have not seen that that flag before, so that is my first chance. Apologies for my ignorance there. And against our German fellow co-host and originator of the quickest format in the game. Thank you, Pandy Andy. Let's see what you can do. All right, this is going to be fun. All right. The hard part is the moment that Noosh comes out again, it really stops traceability of playing free-flowing game, because now they have to consider the impact of that additional boost on the Burrowing Noosh. But can it be useless? Can they basically play it and not care? Playing it out first, of course. And Traced is going on one side, so Vike being played out. And then we're seeing our first unique come out, Haven Bouncer, and the unique says it won't let me play it, at Dust Sabotage, and then when played from reserve, Sabotage again. So it's a double Sabotage when played from reserve. One happens at a play, the other one happens in the evening at dusk. Very, very strong card. And Traced his ability by coming to day 3 not being turned on makes it much harder for them to be able to progress, because the moment that comes on, it is a superpower, it is a boost that we will find very difficult to play against. You know what's crazy for me is people left Traced in the dust the moment that we had the nerfing or the banning of Bravos, Haven Bastion, and I don't think they needed to. Like, it was still strong even without that. You're looking at the cards they have now are basically the same. There's a few other cards from the new set that are being used, but the principles of its strength are still there without having the craziness of Bravos Bastion for every card in reserve. All right, so what we're seeing is Kojo basically go strong on the companion side, make sure that they're able to get that win with the 5-3-3 on that side, thanks to the Buddha, as well as the Serengar. They will be getting an additional card draw. The question for Traced is, what do they want to bring out, knowing that at dusk they have the potential of getting sabotaged yet again? Oh, now they won't. He wasn't even used. Haven Bouncer is staying as an intimidation tactic for the next round as well. Okay. That's actually a useful play. The thing is, what came out from Traced and Rossum, the Vike cannot be played given they don't have enough resources to be able to play it. The intimidation of that Haven, sorry, the Haven Bouncer is really strong right now. And Pandy Andy's having a hard time of being able to play his game without being completely outplayed. And Pandy Andy on the chat is saying he has changed his mind on what the best deck is. He goes, it should be Buddha and Kojo. Kojo and Buddha. Funny. Man, let us see what happens now. Thank you again. I want to just thank everyone for joining us today. Really appreciated the quick turnout. We only advertised this a few days ago, and to get it, I know 32 players, and that was filled up before the time was even at hand. So thank you for all of you that came in. We're hoping to do this every week, and I'm hoping that I can get my co-host from A Hero's Guide to Asgartha, so Nick, to join us in the commentary booth as well in the coming weeks. The other thing we want to do is we'll extend that out to any members of the community that want to help us on this. We do know it's only an hour, hopefully not too long, and we appreciate the camaraderie we have in this. And for those of you that are going to Dallas for the World Qualifiers, looking forward to meeting you there in person as well. Come up and say hello. I may be the one and only Australian-sounding individual there, so don't let the name fool you. I know my name is Hispanic, Chilean-born, but the accent is Aussie, 100% Aussie. So I'm from all over the place, to think about it. All right, let's see. Oh, my goodness. We're basically... Kojo has the ability of winning at the end of this day, and we are yet to have Traced's ability on. He's still at 2. Very, very well managed gameplay by KH3 Ops. All right, so there's the next one. So we brought another trigger up. There is enough to be able to get there now. And the good thing is, if there is a sabotage that happens from the Haven Bouncer, then we are going to still be able to trigger him today, trigger Trace today, because he is removing them during the day. So maybe that is why they didn't do it beforehand, but we will see. So first card being played out from the Kojo player is Axiom Salvager, 1/1/1 with a resupply, so it costs 2 resources to bring that out. Still has 4 available to them. What are we going to see? Lots of thinking time here. You know, Pandy Andy, if you were playing the Blitz format, you would have been kicked out by now by all the amount that you think. So now it's a chance to actually get back at him for telling us it is the quickest format. Too bad if you're slow. No, it's a lot to think about. You do need to think about your gameplay. It's so important when you are playing, as we're preparing for these tournaments, these big tournaments, that you've got to make sure you don't think too quickly, and learn from those mistakes as we go along. Okay, so 4 triggers on the Traced. What are we going to see from Pandy Andy against KH3 OPS? Now that Haven's come out, and this is the fully fledged Haven Bravos Bastion. Okay, really looking to get rid of the Bravos Bastion the next turn once the Grems goes. Oh, look at that. Haven Bouncer's ability, up to 1 target character gains fleeting to make sure that the Grems does not make its way into the reserve. Very well played. Very, very well played. Oof. But Trace's trigger has come on, so you never know what he's going to get next. And on the positive side, what we are seeing here is Pandy Andy comeback with a 2-0 victory. Oh, sorry, 2-0 progression to just be one track behind. So clawed back the 3 tracks behind to just be one. But with the activation, this can be more balanced. But I'll also say the Haven coming out on the side, anything coming from the reserve from Kojo, getting the boost, getting the benefits, will be strong. The positive part to think about it is if Kojo plays out both cards from reserve, they may only have the 1 card available to them because of the resupply. They may not have enough resources to play everything else out, but Buddha coming out is tough. If he survives here, we know we're going to play one more round without Buddha present. Let's see what ends up happening. Oh, and we're seeing Duel of Grit be the other card there. So all 5 of these can be played. So how do you slow play enough so that Duel of Grit is not an issue for the way that you'll play out your cards? And then we have a unique come out, Lyra Navigator. You may put a card from your hand in reserve. If you do, resupply. No cards left in hand from KH3 Ops. We are really seeing it be very, very tough. Okay. Splitting up the resources, making sure that the Duel of Grit cannot be used against him. Smart play, Pandy Andy. Let's see what you have to play against here, especially like where were they going to put their resources. So really, really smart play. So 4-4-6. So the stat that matters is Mountain on one side, and then on the other side, 5-5 resources galore. So can you do something to get over the hurdle of 4 resources? I think they can. Oh. Okay, choosing to switch a player first. So then he only has to play 1 card and keep the other card in reserve. We're going playing topsy-turvy here, left, right, making him go sideways, making him turn around. That poor Lyra Navigator has lost its bearings, has gone both from the companion side to the hero side and back again. It almost feels like a Hobbit's adventure. Oof. Look at this. What a fantastic turn of events. With this, does Pandy Andy have a chance and basically have to eat his own words about saying Kojo, all of a sudden switching up, saying Kojo is the best player, best hero, and then being able to beat the Kojo? Let us see what happens. The Lyra Navigator is still out there. You may put a card from your hand in your reserve if you do resupply. So he wants to take as much advantage of the Haven Bravos Bastion. And once again, just as a reminder for those that haven't been around too much in the nerf, Haven Bravos Bastion, in the Axiom, you do have to tap it, or you do have to exhaust it to be able to get the benefit of the +1 boost, and it only happens once. Whereas Kojo has the ability of using that, and same thing as all the Bravos characters, every turn, every card coming from the reserve. But card advantage is definitely with Traced and Rossum, and as piloted by my friend Pandy Andy. And KH3 Ops, I'm looking forward to becoming friends one day too. You know, I'm an 100% inclusive player here. Oh, so would you spend the 3 resources to get rid of the Lyra Navigator, or do you wait and hold out the Avalanche? He has enough to be able to play out everything in hand. Okay. First thing being done is Axiom Salvager for 1. 5 resources remaining, allows him to resupply the Dr. Frankenstein. When played from reserve, you may activate basically another resupply potential. This is a good game. This is a very good game. And we are seeing... Okay. Why? Okay. He can only get rid of 1 card with the Avalanche if he was to play that. Interesting. Brings out a unique. Okay. 555, Dr. Frankenstein. Oof. Duel of Grit. And so the benefit of doing that Frankenstein is so that they can then play the Anansi with the full benefit. Wow. What have we got here? Good game. Very, very smart play. Basically, forcing Pandy Andy to choose a side, and then the Fire Rabbit will come out on the other side. Wow. Unless he's got a 1/1 1-drop somewhere in his hand. I don't know if he does. Oh, it looks like Pandy Andy gave up. He basically said, I don't have enough to be able to do it. Okay. Look at that. Well done. Well done, KH3 Ops. Pandy Andy, I'm sorry I've given you, once again, members of AQZ on stream, getting the unlucky lens that happens here. And here we go. Lucky I don't have to play you in Essen. Fantastic. All right, let's go see what other games are still remaining. We are over the hour limit. So I knew something like this would end up happening where there's a couple of extra minutes given, but we should be out of time. Just a reminder though, for those that are on stream, those that have been playing, please make sure that not only do you put your get your Adventure Pass connected, but also put in your name and BGA and Adventure Pass. The store has asked for validation, so we will be validating those that are on Streamlabs, on the game themselves. All right, let's go through here, and what we've got here, let's go and table 3, Kumogami against Narek 54 is where we're going through now. And we are seeing a Gulrang and Toxin against Sigismar and Wingspan. And Gulrang here. Oh, a Sigismar playing Grand Bois? Interesting. And with a unique that they've got in play, 3/3 for 3/3/1 Monolith Legate. When my expedition fails to move forward. Oh. I keep on losing the... it's basically after a sabotage when my expedition fails to move forward. Draw a card and sabotage. That's not bad. Not bad at all. What we're seeing, Gulrang here have 11 resources against the 9 that the Sigismar player does have. What will we see? So much card advantage by the Gulrang player. It is incredible. Now, from a Gulrang perspective, do they want to allow Sigismar to win one side? Oof. And we're seeing Pandy Andy on the chat talk about how Kojo is the most legit deck, the best deck in the format. Runefolk, another member of our team, is telling him, "Are you sure? I don't think it is. It's not even the best in Nook." Oh, funny. I think Kojo is the best deck in the no unique format personally, based on Bravos having such great strength in their cards, in their commons and their rares, from a power output. But they are better players than me these days. I love how Two Iron Chains has added his own comments to this to basically say, no. The best Bravos deck is Achati. I think Achati is probably one of the more fun ones to play. If you can get the ramp going, it is fantastically fun. If you don't get that ramp early on, though, it can be a struggle. So let's see how we go. So another unique coming out here from Kumogami. And this is a Drill Mole. Well, when played from hand, if your reserve is empty, oh man, it keeps on create 2 Orders Recruit tokens in your other expedition. Really, really strong. And it's got 2 abilities from reserve. You may spend one of its counters to sabotage. Then the other one, if you have 10 or more mana orbs, create 2 Orders Recruit tokens in your other expedition. That is really, really strong. For Gulrang, you're getting basically 4/4/4 stats for nothing as it gets played, and you sabotage if you use one of its boosts. And its boosts are triggered basically when another character joins your expedition. I gain 1 boost up to a maximum of 2. And given they've got 2 Orders carriers, they will be getting that double boost available from there. And the game has ended. Maximum time has been achieved. I believe we are now out of time. We have finished the tournament. I want to say thank you to everybody that has joined us. I want to make sure that is the case across all games. Every game has finished. Thank you so much. Out of we basically only had 3 tables leave, and one of them was because of me accidentally logging on. We appreciate it. Please make sure you put your name, get yourselves on the count. I'll make sure for those that have actually gone 3-0, so there were 4 players, KH3 Ops, Kumagami, Emiliano Castellano, and Patopesto 84. Please reach out to me. I'll make sure I get you that promo pack, and we will make sure, hopefully we'll have fingers crossed that you get yourself a nice unique. I will be doing it live with you so that you can make sure that you scan it yourself. But once again, thank you very much for joining. Appreciate it. We'll be back here same time, same bat channel next week. And I'm hoping to have a co-host with me as well helping out. So thank you very much again, and looking forward to seeing you not only next week, but throughout the week in other tournaments around the world on BGA, and then hopefully face-to-face either in the coming weeks or in the tournaments once we make it to Worlds. Appreciate it, everybody. Thank you very much. Have a good one. Hasta luego.